Galileo Galilei, an Italian astronomer, was born near Pisa in 1564. Galileo was the first of 6 children of Vincent Galilei, a musician and a scholar. In 1581, Galileo entered the University of Pisa to study medicine, but was sidetracked by mathematics. From 1589 to 1610, Galileo was chair of mathematics at the University of Pisa and then Padua. During those years, he performed the experiments with falling bodies that made his most significant contributions to physics. Galileo used mathematics to bridge the gap between science and art. He understood that math could be used to break down art into numbers, like proportions, and how physics intersects with patterns in nature. He described the way in which specific mathematical properties such as acceleration and the parabolic properties of nature can be used to better represent the true form of nature in paintings. Galileo establishes that everything in life can be broken down into mathematical terms through measurements and data collection, and this helped artists to be able to reproduce this in paintings and sculptures. Galileo also noted how artists of the Renaissance period were also inadvertently utilizing math and measurements for their work, making their pieces look as realistic as possible. Galileo furthered the progress that was already being made by dissecting cadavers to better understand the human form, much alike the artists of the period. His inventions were also utilized further for art, in creating hyper-realistic paintings that were signified of his discoveries at the time. Although Galileo didn't invent the telescope, he instead improved it significantly. He grinded and polished his own lenses. With this significant improvement, he was the first to see the craters on the moon, discover sunspots, and track the phases of Venus. Galileo then started to doubt the theory that celestial bodies orbited the Earth. So he went on to find out the truth, and he discovered that Earth and other planets orbited around the Sun, rather than the Earth. His inventions and improvements made a huge impact on the world around him. Galileo was famously known for his discovery of 4 of the moons of Jupiter, which are known as Io, Ganymede, Europa, and Callisto. Another of Galileo's inventions is the thermoscope, in which he used air in a bulb to move water in an attached tube, which was a breakthrough. Galileo was as well credited to be one of the first to understand sound frequency on another level, unknown to most. Between 1595 and 1598, he improved a geometric and military compass that comes to be used by gunners and surveyors. One of the paintings that may have been influenced by Galileo's work is Flight into Egypt by Adam Elsheimer. This painting was created while Galileo's improved telescope was being created, and it highlights the scientific advances that were happening during this time. Though there is much contention on whether Elsheimer had access to Galileo's improved telescope or not due to Elsheimer dying in 1610. This painting depicts Mary and Joseph fleeing from King Herod to Egypt. This version by Elsheimer is especially important because it is the first to depict Mary and Joseph fleeing at night, which is more accurate to the biblical story compared to other iterations painted by other artists that have always depicted them fleeing during the day. In earlier Christian art, the Milky Way is depicted as a ladder ascending to the heavens, also known as a Jacob's ladder. In Elsheimer's Flight into Egypt, the Milky Way is shown prominently over the night sky in the left side of the painting. Elsheimer's version is also talked about as the first naturalistic depiction of the night sky and the Milky Way in Renaissance art. This painting was painted on a copper plate that is about the size of a sheet of paper. Due to it being painted on the copper, it allows the stars on the painting to almost shine. Though this is an accurate depiction of the night sky, some constellations have been slightly moved, like Leo, which is often associated with royalty, is shown over Mary and Joseph. Elsheimer's Flight into Egypt would go on to have influence on other famous painters like Rembrandt and Rubens, who also use a naturalistic approach in this depiction. In the painting shown by Rembrandt, it also has a similar tone and color scheme as Elsheimer's version.